Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, and just anyone who plans to join me for this. I'm just going to chill a bit. I've just done some attempts at speedrunning the new Shinobi game of the demo. Yeah, that was stressful, let me put it like that. Yeah, now I'm just gonna take it easy and um, I'm still gonna stick to the theme. I'm going to play the 2002 Shinobi game for the PlayStation 2, and might as well just watch this little intro sequence here. I love the music of this game. Oh. Let's see if I... Okay, turns out I have to adjust the category and all that. Let's see. Edit stream info. So, yeah, it's not Art of Vengeance. Let's see if I can find... Yeah, so turns out Twitch does not recognize this Shinobi game. So it doesn't appear in the... Hang on, maybe it does this time? Shinobi? Yeah, it says Shinobi, but it doesn't show any picture of it. Shinobi... Ooh, okay. Shinobi. Nope. I'll just stick to the Shinobi with no picture, because this is not the Shinobi arcade game, nor is it the other one on the Sega Mega Drive. So yeah, it says Shinobi, 0 viewers, 1 follower. I'll just keep it at that. Alright, let's see if everything is fixed now in terms of the... Okay, how does it look now? Yeah? Okay. Alright. Yeah, I've already beaten it on the hardest difficulty, super, but I'm just gonna do normal difficulty. I'm just gonna play through the story, hopefully from start to finish. We'll see.
Brother, I thank you for all that you have taught me until this day. It is time for us to part. Poison.
This is the way it must be done.
This is ridiculous.
You knew this day would come. Their fate lies beyond our reach now. We can do naught but wait and watch. Come.
Let us begin.
And we'll see the results of that in the next... Was it in the next? Yeah, I think in the next stage. 4 years later.
30 days have passed since the earthquake struck Tokyo. A mysterious golden palace has appeared in the center of the capital. And its appearance has brought creatures called Hellspawn into the city.
The Oboro clan has come under my absolute control. And their leader makes his way here now.
I wonder who this white-haired fellow is.
So begins the final stage of the ritual.
I don't know, we've seen so many specifically white-haired characters who have ninjutsu training or anything. I don't know, could be anyone.
A self-proclaimed sorcerer has summoned Hellspawn to wreak havoc on Tokyo.
What does he mean with self-proclaimed? Like, isn't the fact he is doing magic, isn't that enough to make him a sorcerer? Like, does he have to get a certificate?
I know this must be difficult for you. The force field is spreading! We can't hold out!
We will be arriving momentarily.
It's too dangerous to get any closer. I'll get off here.
Aw, Hatsuma just cares about their safety. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Well, sucks to be them. As Deadpool would say it, superhero landing. I think TV Tropes calls it 3-point landing because, like, yeah, one knee, one leg, and one hand. I guess 3 points. I think it's based on airplane landing because that's also 3 wheels or something.
Corpses of the Oboro are being used against me. These talismans. I shall have my revenge.
So yeah, you do more damage when you're behind an enemy than if you're in front of them. That's why... Ooh. That's why you kind of want to dash behind them. Or have to know where the enemies will land so you know how to get to their back. And then there are enemies like these who are just weak enough you can just hit them from the front. Yeah, if you kill 4 enemies in a sequence like this, you get this animation. The tate is what it's called. Here there are 3 enemies, that means the animation doesn't work. the importance of this animation will be more relevant in the, not the next stage, but the stage after that. Oops. Anyway, I think it's pretty clear from the visuals of my stream and all that. I love the aesthetics of Japanese culture and all that, and I also love ninjas as a result. Like, most of my most favorite games or just franchises in general, they're ninja based, and this is one of my big favorites. Like, I make jokes, but this is one of my most favorite games out there, and I tend to play it to chill, which is why I'm very happy that they are finally continuing with this franchise with Art of Vengeance. The demo of which I've been speedrunning, and I think at this point in time, whoops. Oh no. Yeah, in different difficulties there are different collectibles. On normal difficulty, there's nothing there. There's one here, but yeah. No, but yeah, let's see. I think with the speedrun challenge, I should be at 12, I think, from my submission. But who knows if someone else submits a faster time in the meantime or something. Like the top 3 who are winning prizes with their positions, they're like at 13, no, I think one's even at 12 minutes or something. I cannot compete with that. But yeah, this is the first time I ever did anything like this with a with a speedrun challenge and all that, and it was fun to have experienced it. The thing is still live, I think at the end of the day or something, but I think I'm done for now. So this stream is pretty much just to chill. However, this is like the kind of game that I think a lot of people would get stressed about. I've played it so many times that at this point it actually is a chill thing for me now. Yes, Landproud Baka, I have moved from one shinobi to another. Yeah, my final time right now is 14:17:06. And yeah, like I said, this is the kind of game which would stress out a lot of other people, but this is like zen peace for me to play. So yeah, the whole Tate thing, yeah, your sword powers up for every kill you do within the sequence, and thus, if you do it correctly, you can in fact a one-hit kill all bosses. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna succeed at that, but I am gonna try. Alright. Yep. Yeah, hope you're all doing good. Nice to chill with crazy acrobatic antics. Yep, indeed.
Leadership suits you well.
Ageha.
You have no qualms about fighting your clansmen, even if they are already dead. Kobushi-sama told me what happened.
If there's any feedback, by the way, on the sound of the game or the sound of my microphone, please say so.
These are not the affairs of a rogue
The
ninja.
Oboro are dead. You are the leader of nothing.
Their deaths shall be avenged by my blade. I do not need your help. Leave here at once.
By the way, it is... Yeah. Oh, okay. So I got an S rank here. I'm not gonna try for S rank. Sometimes I just happen to get S ranks. I'm not gonna try for an all S rank run. Not gonna try to stress myself at this point.
Moritsune!
Stay back, Osama. You are the leader of the Oboro now. You must be strong. Hurry. Take the sword. Take Akujiki. Do not forget. My spirit shall forever be by your side.
So this game supposedly takes place in a new continuity, but who knows with the way they work with continuity in the Shinobi games. But as far as the story goes, there is no Joe Musashi. You do unlock Joe Musashi as a playable character, but it's non-canon as far as we can tell. Moritsune's voice is Casey Robertson, who in fact voices Joe Musashi in all future appearances, including the Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed game. So, in my eyes, Casey Robertson is my preferred voice for Joe Musashi. And right now, I cannot really tell much about Joe Musashi's voice in Art of Vengeance, because all we've heard from him right now is so who knows if there's gonna be a reason for that, or if it's just a stylistic choice they made. But yeah, in my eyes, I kind of prefer him actually talking. I like his lines in Sonic Sega All-Stars Racing. I also like his lines in this game as an unlockable character. But we'll see how it goes. Ooh, that was not a... Okay, yeah. And again, like I said, I just love the music of this game. I tend to love the music of any Shinobi soundtrack. Already love the soundtrack of Art of Vengeance, so yeah, keeping up the tradition that way. Like, if there's any reason for me to be zen during the playthrough of this game, it's because I just zone out at the music because it's just that good. You just enter like a flow state from trying to perform one tate after another, and I just love it. Might as well point out, so what's the difference between all the playable characters, unlockable playable characters? Okay, so Hotsuma is the default character. He's of course the canonical character who goes through all the stages. After you beat, I think, just any difficulty, just normal difficulty, I believe, you unlock Moritsune. And Moritsune, he will have stronger slashes, which means like you need way less slashes in order to kill each individual enemy. Yes, the music is pretty dang amazing. Yeah, so Moritsune is just a stronger character. However, the difference I will point out in the next stage, in fact, because then something specific happens. The other playable character is Joe Musashi, who is the main character of the classic Shinobi games, as well as Art of Vengeance. That's coming out next week. Joe Musashi has a weaker sword, in fact. You unlock him after collecting all those Shinobi coins that I've been collecting. If you collect enough of those coins, you unlock Joe Musashi, and he has a weaker sword. Okay, why would you want to play as him? Well, that's the thing. You see all these shurikens. I'm running out of shurikens for every one that I throw. Joe Musashi has unlimited shurikens, and that can end up getting some wacky results in terms of a full playthrough.
The last of the vermin has arrived. With your death, so dies the Oboro bloodline. Even the mighty Kabushi lies dying on the steps of Kamamu Shrine.
Master Kabushi.
My pain, my suffering. Taste the torture that I endure!
This white-haired ninja over here, he has like a scar around his neck as if someone slashed him with a sword. I have no idea who this could possibly be. Yeah, so the best way to fight against him is in fact to just lure him to do that move. Oh, sheesh. Oh. And end up falling from this, well, yeah, falling from the building. You notice it does a lot of damage, but the thing is, the game does not count it as an attack from you. That means that this way you can, in fact, do a one-hit kill against him. Because from the point of view of the game, you only did one single slash against him. Yes, it's very suspicious indeed. I have no idea who this could possibly be out of all the characters we've been introduced so far in this game. Okay, let's see if I can pull this off. Woo, yes! So yeah, from the game's point of view, this was a one-hit kill.
Akujiki has tasted my blood, drank of my soul, and has finally awakened.
I remember I showed this cutscene to... Oh. I remember I showed this cutscene to a friend of mine, Carlo is his name, and he saw this and he was like, "Ah, bullshit!" Yeah, and of course I got an S rank. You tend to get S ranks by getting one-hit kills against bosses. But well, it's not always guaranteed. It does give you like a lot of points. You notice the boss points is like 30,000. I think it becomes like 15,000 if it's 2 hits, and then it gets lower from there or something. I don't have it completely in my head what the exact boss points thing are, but yeah, there you go.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
Wow! We're gonna get in trouble. You better put it back.
No, this is mine.
Well, I'm sure that won't have any consequences.
What?
Akujiki has awakened. And now it craves but one thing. The souls of people are made up of evil and good. yin and yang.
That's a very simplification of what yin and yang actually is. Like, yin and yang is not inherently good or evil, but yeah, we'll just go with that for now.
If left unfed, Akujiki will eat away at its wielder's soul. I fear for your life.
I am prepared to face my fate.
Hellspawn. The yin of the Hellspawn seems to have abated Akujiki's hunger.
I must save Master Kabuto.
You're hurt. I will look for Kabushi-sama.
Alright, so Akujiki has awakened. It feeds on the souls of the slain, each death strengthening its cursed blade. Akujiki shall spill the blood of your enemies, and in the end, Tate shall be the key to your victory, because every Tate gives you more yin in order to abate Akujiki's hunger better. In fact, I'm going to demonstrate that right after this one. Yeah, they conveniently give you 4 enemies in order to Tate, just to show how it completely fills up the red gauge over there. However, I'm going to show what happens if you run out of that red gauge. Oh, well, a bunch of enemies are there. I don't think I can they can reach me from here, so it's fine. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here. You will notice that the red gauge, if that runs out, your health starts running out. And then Hotsuma dies after the white gauge goes down. So, while that's going on, I am going to take care of my cat for a bit. So, I'll just switch to just the gameplay and I'll be right back. And I'm back, and Hotsuma hasn't died yet. I'm actually kind of surprised. Okay, so, yeah, it's a very heroic gazing on the world right as he's about to die. Yeah, Hotsuma's very dramatic like that. But yeah, you notice the lower left right now, the white gauge is being sucked up by the hunger of the red gauge. Also, those. Where are those other enemies? Like on the upper left, you do notice the counter of the enemies, but I can't find the enemies right now. That's funny. Maybe once I rewatch what I missed, I might find where they headed to. But yeah, that's funny. But yeah, the Shinobi Art of Vengeance demo speedrun challenge. This is the first time I've ever submitted anything of speedrunning. I've never worked with a splitter before, with the whole what time are you at right now. Never done this before, and it's a fun experience. Very stressful, I do give it that. But yeah, it was fun to try it. And at this point, I do not care about my final position. I'm just happy I tried it. Anyway, I think Hatsuma is about to die any second now. Oh. Sorry, Hatsuma. You will be missed. Anyway, so the difference, another additional, yeah, exactly, as long as I had fun. But yeah, so yeah, one of the differences with Moritsune is he's stronger, which is a definite buff. However, his red gauge drains way faster. Like, so fast that you are stressing to keep that Tate up, honestly. So, like, I mean, for a lot of people, they already stress out with the red gauge of Hatsuma. Moritsune, you will be rushing every single time. So that's the trade-off for his stronger slashes. And that's the thing with Joe. Joe Musashi does not have Akujiki, so Joe Musashi never gets his health drained by his sword, because his sword is a Borozuki. So yeah, that's the main differences between these three characters. The sequel, Nightshade, has the main character Hibana, has Joe Musashi again, and Hatsuma, and Hisui, who's another important character in the story. So the sequel has 4 playable characters. This one has 3 playable characters. All right, time to actually play this stage for real. I still try to get up there. What does the fox say? Apparently that. This is one of the first few enemies where you really want to attack them in the weak spot, which is the back, instead of from the front, because from the front you will waste a lot of time. Also, in case you ever get lost in this game, which I don't think you, for most people you won't, because it's quite a linear game. But after a while, you can't really backtrack anymore because of these things. So you will always get pushed forward. So anyway, this game came out in 2002. Yeah, 2002. Yeah, this is like still in the time period where they think ninjas are acrobatic guys who just flip out and kill people all over the place. There is barely anything to do with stealth. Like, they say that they use stealth. Like, for example, this dash that I'm using, they call that the stealth dash. But I don't know, you leave behind like a some kind of after image and all that. Like, I don't think the developers know what the word stealth even means, if I'm gonna be very honest here. Like, it gets even weirder in the next game, the sequel, Nightshade. where Hibana's charge attack... Oh, I didn't even show the charge attack. I'll show the charge attack soon. But Hibana's charge attack has her create after images and then fires those after images towards the opponent, and that's called the stealth attack. But you keep using that word. I don't think you know what that means. Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna try to show the charge attack soon. Oh wait, I think I have to go this way in order to hit the shurikens. I also... Yeah, the shurikens, they stun enemies, which really helps you set up tactics. Oh, sheesh. I keep playing too efficient to actually use the charge attack. First world problems right there. Alright. Let's actually try it. Oh, okay, so this is a charge attack. And the power of the attack, it stacks up along with whether you hit them from the back, as well as how powered up your sword is by killing enemies in a sequence. So, even a strong enemy like that, in one go, in one hit. What ends up differentiating Hotsuma from Hibana from Nightshade is that Hibana's charge attack is based on the chakra that she collects, which are like orbs that you find within the levels itself, and that charges up a meter. So, in order for Hibana to most properly defeat bosses, she would actually have to explore the levels in order to collect enough chakra to beat bosses in one go. Hotsuma, on the other hand, uses the red bar. So you sacrifice the red bar in order to use the charge attack.
Hotsuma, let us rest in peace.
Please, kill us.
Shirogane, Akagane, not you too.
Yeah, as they established, the corpses of Hotsuma's Oboro brethren have been resurrected and are under control of the self-proclaimed sorcerer Hiroko to do his bidding. Which means the only way to save them is in fact to kill them. So yeah, that's depressing as hell. Well, kill them again because they already died because of the earthquake. So, oof. The story is pretty dang depressive, but I weirdly like that. Nope. Oh, yeah, not gonna get the S rank here, but whatever. There is a way to, in fact, kill both of them in one hit, as in one collective hit that kills both of them, because they have an animation where she jumps up on his hand. That's the time for you to do a single hit that kills both of them, as long if Akujiki is powered up. I do not have the patience to do that, so. Still an A rank. I'm fine with it. Yeah, so you see the boss points here is 8,000 because I did multiple hits in order to actually kill them. So, yeah. Okay, these enemies will make people struggle a little bit. Mostly because they, well, I think I should actually show it. If you attack them from the front, oh, wow, really? Okay, usually if you attack them from the front, they will block you, which wastes time. However, I just happen to be very lucky there, and just attack right through their guards, apparently. But yeah, this is like the game encouraging you to... When I try to fail, I never fail. What the heck is going on? But this is pretty much the game trying to encourage you to get behind enemies, because they can't block what's behind them. By the way, I am not gonna try to do a speed run of this game, because, well, okay, so the shuriken, there's no auto lock on. It's simply whatever direction you're looking at right now. And some people, well, some people, yeah, the best speedrunners, they just know to, no, like, just do things like that, where they throw a shuriken and hit those seals in order to open the portals, well, gates, open the blockages. I'm not accurate enough to do that. Oh, well, there you saw him blocking my attack, so there you go. But yeah, speedrunners are truly are a different breed. Like, I just tried it, and like, my respect for them, I already respect them a lot already, but having actually experienced it, like, kudos to all the people who do that as a living, because you will not see me do that. Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. You notice him blocking the attack again. So yeah, that wastes time, and actually I might as well just show what happens if you actually run out of time, because, okay, that's a single kill. And after a while, oh no, that's no longer 4 enemies, now it's just 3 enemies, so you won't get the Tate animation anymore. So that's the reason why you want to kill them within the time limit. And the time limit is just invisible in this game. In Nightshade, they added a little extra bar in order to properly show to you how much time you still have left in order to still perform a Tate. For every kill that you do, it resets the timer. So it's not like you are fully dependent on the first kill. It's just that every kill you do just resets the timer. And
rest in peace.
Is time limit strict? Let's see. I mean, I think, like, I'm just so used to it at this point. However, I do think that for a first-time player, you might feel a little bit of pressure on the time limit. But I think it's reasonable, honestly. And that time limit never changes. The time limit for the Tate never changes, even if you have a different, even if you have a different playable character or different difficulty settings. The time limit is still the same. So that's not what changes in the harder difficulties. Yeah, so you notice I had to actually do multiple slashes in order to hit. So yeah, that's me missing the time limit. But you notice I had to do multiple slashes against that Tengu, even though my sword was powered up, Yeah, that's why you actually have to hit them in the back, because where I just hit, that counts as out on the side, which strengthens your attack a little bit, but not as much as if you were on the back. So it's very specific about the positioning. So you really got to learn to properly position yourself during these action sequences. Also, believe it or not, it's weirdly tradition in the Shinobi franchise to fight against helicopters. I have no idea why, but it's for some reason it is. Like the very first arcade Shinobi, yeah, it has a boss called Black Turtle, which I think is meant to be a reference to the Black Tortoise of the 4 symbols, the 4 Eastern gods. But yeah, it's pretty much just a helicopter that sends ninjas to fight against you. And yeah, was it the second boss? I think it's the second boss of the arcade game. And from that moment on, for some reason, helicopters just stuck as standard bosses in other Shinobi games. Like, there's also another ninja franchise called Ninja Gaiden, which also gets a new game, by the way, Ninja Gaiden 4, on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and PC. That also has helicopter bosses for some reason. Yes, okay. They do show up as enemies a few times in Sega too, now I think. Yes, indeed. I don't know. For some reason, video games just like having helicopters as bosses for some reason. Or just as enemies. Boss in Vector Man, an enemy of sorts in various Sonic games. Exactly. Although I think it's more like a... Well... Is it a helicopter? Yeah, I think it was a helicopter in Vector Man. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it was a helicopter in Vector Man. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, Sega just... I wonder, does Sega have any problems with helicopters for some reason? That's funny.
Broken the seal?
I came here to see if I could figure out who it was. And this is what happened. Hotsuma, the guardian of this shrine. She has been kidnapped. They will sacrifice her for some dark ritual. Here, the location of the girl.
They don't have in-flight movies. Yeah.
Ageha, take care of Master.
Honestly, if I have to travel by plane or something again, and I have to watch a movie because the plane ride is like, I don't know, 8 hours or something, which I think would be from the Netherlands to Vietnam, for example. Yeah, I wouldn't mind watching the Sonic movies. Just watch all 3 Sonic movies if they have that available. I hope they would, but who knows. Yeah, still an S. Well.
Even trying.
I know. Oh boy. Okay, so if those green shielded ninjas were a problem for a lot of people, these dogs are going to really stress test you in order to actually attack them from the back. Because, might as well just show now. I'm just gonna try to attack from the front. Oh, whoops. Oh, whoops. Oh, whoops. Oh, whoops. Oh, whoops. Yeah, you really have to attack them from the back. Which makes shurikens very useful. Because you can just stun them, and then they just can't block at all. Yeah, so what I just did, that's called the Shuriken Burst. It's based on the on what they call the Hasso Shuriken from the classic Shinobi games, and that one throws a fan of shurikens at an enemy. What you have to do is you have to perform a double jump and then throw a shuriken. Then you'll do the Hasso Shuriken in the classic games. You pretty much do the same thing here. However, here very specifically, you have to throw the shurikens at the peak. Yeah, at the peak of the double jump. So, like, let me just try, see if I can just double jump and then not hit at the peak. There, see? I did a double jump and then threw a shuriken. That still did not do the shuriken burst. So, you have to get a strict timing in order to pull that move off. You notice that I think it's 8 shurikens. Yeah, well, I call them shurikens. They are kunai. They you notice they have a dagger-like shape instead of the ninja stars-like shape. But the thing is, shuriken. I think the etymology of shuriken is blade hidden under sleeve or something like that. Which, with that in mind, just any piece of metal that you throw, that actually counts as a shuriken. So, even though you can technically say, hey, these are actually kunai, well, these kunai are shuriken. So, there you go. But yeah, you'll notice that for every 8 shurikens in your inventory, if I remember correctly, that becomes a pack. Like, you'll notice I have 3 packs right now, and then a bunch of separate shurikens. Every time you use the... Oh, can I get it? Ooh, oh, I can still go back from there. Okay, that's fine. I'm not doing the speedrun anyway. Every time you use this, that uses a full pack of shurikens. So, it's pretty important to keep in mind what your inventory of shurikens are at any time. Nope. Alright. Good. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Supposed to wall run here. There you go. I think it is possible to reach it just as... Yeah, I just mistimed it. It is possible to just do this and get that scroll, but the easier way is to just wall run, because you can just stay on the wall as long as you want. Like in a different game, Ninja Gaiden, or at least the modern Ninja Gaiden games, you can wall run, but you only stay on the wall for like a second or two, I think. Like something like that's it. That's how long you stay on the wall in Ninja Gaiden. So I said, hey, a new Ninja Gaiden game is coming out, Ninja Gaiden 4. Technically, another Ninja Gaiden game already came out, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I think it was last month, I believe, or it was the month before that. I have a terrible conception of time. But yeah, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound came out, and Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is an interquel of the NES Ninja Gaiden games, and the NES Ninja Gaiden games, they take place after the modern Ninja Gaiden games. Until maybe Ninja Gaiden 4, we still don't know for sure. But yeah, Ninja Gaiden on the NES, and Ninja Gaiden 2 and Ninja Gaiden 3 on the NES, they take place after the Xbox Ninja Gaiden 1, Ninja Gaiden Black, Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge, etc. So those games, which came out like 10 years ago, I believe, they came out later, but they take place before the NES games, until Ninja Gaiden Ragebound that came out last month, which takes place at the same time as the first NES Ninja Gaiden game. Yeah, Shinobi is quite more simple by comparison. The next game, as far as I can tell, is just the latest in timeline. There you go. Unless, oh, okay, unless Shadow Dancer is still canonically about Joe's son. Okay, I gotta give some context on that. Okay, so you have the arcade Shinobi, the first arcade Shinobi. That game got a sequel called Shadow Dancer, which may, depending on your region, may or may not still feature Joe Musashi. Let's see, how did it go again? Yeah, that got a port. Well, more like a semi-sequel version. Shadow Dancer on the Sega Genesis. That one also has different things based on what region or what manual you're reading. So either you are, in fact, playing Joe Musashi with his trusty dog, Yamato. Like, the dog's name will always be Yamato, no matter what continuity you pick. But, yeah, either... Did you die already? Yeah. Either Yamato is joined with the main character of Shadow Dancer, who is, in fact, Joe Musashi, or Yamato's owner is, in fact, Joe Musashi's son, Hayate, which happens to be the same name as a character in Dead or Alive, but whatever. Let's see. So, in the story of Hayate, Joe Musashi is in hiding after he after he was had to flee from enemies, and thus left a young Hayate and his wife Nayoko on a boat to safety, and that's the last those two have ever seen Joe Musashi ever again. That's the story of Hayate. Or you have the other canon where it's in fact just Joe Musashi fighting against Union Lizard, which is the enemies in Shadow Dancer. In which case, Yamato just belongs to Joe Musashi. Now we have the new Shinobi Art of Vengeance. This is not the smartest way to... whatever. I'm not going for that, right? So, let's see, what was it again? Yeah, so, in the new game, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, we see Joe Musashi with his pregnant wife, Nayoko, who says she's pregnant with a son. So either that son could be Hayate, and thus Art of Vengeance is in fact going to lead to Shadow Dancer, or this son is a completely new character that just and the Shadow Dancers the canon version of Shadow Dancer is simply Joe Musashi himself, and that simply takes place before Art of Vengeance. So we'll see how things go. Yamato is in fact in Art of Vengeance, so yeah, canonicity with these ninja games for some reason tends to be a little bit confusing at times. It's an A rank, I'm fine with that. But yeah, I've been studying up on these games. I'm very happy new games are coming out for both of these franchises. I grew up with them, so yeah. So for a lot of first-time players, once they reach this point, this stage might be a little bit of a breather compared to the previous stage, because these enemies, like I call them spiders, but they only have 4 legs. But yeah, spider-like creatures, they do not block your attack. Which, well, like there's this guy that blocks your attack, but most of the enemies in this stage, they do not block your attack, so you no longer have to think about, am I behind them, and all that, which might be a relief to a lot of new players. Also, if you're lost, just look where the enemies are. If there are new enemies, that's that's where you have to go. I think that's like a rule in video games or something. Yeah, okay, so there's nothing here. On a harder difficulty, there would be a medal over there. Oh, sheesh. Yeah, I accidentally used the shuriken burst. I wanted to just throw a single shuriken in order to hit that that seal. And speedrunners of this game, they know exactly where to throw a shuriken in order to save time instead of running towards it and slashing at it. Like, again, speedrunners, respect to all of you. The final boss of this game, a lot of people hate the final boss in this game. I understand why, because it can be very luck-based at times. I kinda love it, mostly because of the atmosphere, the lead-up in the story, and the music. Definitely the music. The music is one of those songs that I keep re-listening to over and over again if I want to concentrate on something or just want to get in the mood of something epic or whatever. And that song is also a medley of other songs in this game. And this stage theme is one of the songs within that medley. So yeah, I think you can tell that I've played this game like many times to know all these facts. As I said, this is one of my most favorite games of all time. Like, I'm not saying it is the most well-designed game of all time. It definitely isn't. Like, especially for new players who may find some things archaic. Like, for example, there are no checkpoints except for before bosses. Like, that's a turn-off for a lot of people. I am fully aware of that. However, I grew up with this game. I know how to play it, and yeah, and just yeah, and I've just really connected with this game to the point that all the flaws, they just kind of fade away in my eyes, and yeah. Like, I could say, oh, from an objective point of view, I give it a 8.5 or something. Here's the thing, I do not believe there is such a thing as an objective view. Like, there's no way to be fully objective in a review. So, I'm not even gonna try to be objective. And with that in mind, this is, in my eyes, a perfect game. Even if I know the flaws, I still see it as a perfect game. At least it's a perfect game for me. So definitely excited for Art of Vengeance, but it's gonna be very difficult to beat this game in the spot in my heart, I guess. I keep checking all these spots where I know there would have been a collectible, but yeah, as you can see, the collectibles aren't there on normal difficulty. This is why you have to play the harder difficulties in order to get all the collectibles, in order to unlock Joe Musashi. You know what, if I feel like it, after beating this game, I'm just gonna play through it with Joe Musashi, see how that goes. Yeah, that sound of Hatsuma might be a little bit annoying, because he gets stuck with the webbing and all that. I think the Japanese voice of Hatsuma is a little bit less annoying with being stuck here. No, that's the... Hmm? No, the nga is the English one. I think it's. I think the Japanese voice is just like this. It's a lot less compared to. Yeah. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, my fiance, she's amazing.
It's me.
Yes, it's you. Now, you might notice that this spider-like creature for some reason has a tiger's head. That's because 4 of the bosses of this game are in fact based on the 4 Eastern Gods, which would be, this one is based on the White Tiger. Like, they're all, like, I guess, corrupted versions of the 4 Eastern Gods. But yeah, this one is based on the White Tiger, and it's like a tiger with a spider-like body. And I'll try to point out each of the bosses that are based on one of the 4 Eastern Gods. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Oh well. Again, not trying for an S rank. Yeah, if you want an S rank, you do not actually want to hit those cocoons where the spiders come from, because that means there are less spiders for you to kill to power up your sword in order to actually properly kill the boss himself. So you might also kind of wonder, oh, the first slash was like a fully powered up slash, and that did not kill him in one go. How could you possibly kill him in one go? Well, every enemy... Oh, shit. Oh, well, that's gonna be a miss. Oh, well. Not every enemy. Every boss has, like, a little animation, like a taunt animation, I guess, where if you hit them during that taunt, they will gain additional damage, similar to when you hit an enemy from the back. So you kind of have to be patient and know when to use your attack right as they are taunting. In this case, I failed, and I probably will not get an S rank for this one, especially because I'm not going to end with a Tate, because there's only 3 enemies now. But yeah. So yeah, I'm providing some how do you say it, tips on how to get S ranks. You do not need to get S ranks in this game. Let's be honest. There's no, as far as I know, there are no unlockables for getting a full S rank run. I've done full S rank runs. You do not get anything except the satisfaction that you have pulled off S rank runs. So really, if you are too easily stressed and all that, don't try S-rank runs. Just try to complete the game and just enjoy it. So similar to those spider-like enemies, these butterflies, they do not block your attacks, which again might be a bit of a relief. Those red ninjas, however, they do block your attacks, so as you can see right there. So do keep that in mind. You know, I just, because of the Tate animation showing the sword, Jiki. Oh, sheesh. Oh, well. Yeah, so here's the thing. The sword, to a lot of people, the sword might look like a katana. Technically, it's not a katana, because it's not curving. Like, it's based on how you temper the sword and all that in order to give the sword a curve. This one is a completely straight sword, which technically means it's in fact a ninjato, which is like the sword that ninjas used. The theory of a ninjato is the fact that its straight edge, or the straight sword, is so you can use it as a stepladder along with the square guard in order to climb up buildings and all that, or climb over walls and all that. Of course, you might notice that the guard is not in fact square, as the supposedly historical ninjato had. Like, it's round, so it's not even a completely a ninjato. And also, here's the thing: ninjato, as far as we know, or at least as far as historians know, a ninjato is a completely fictional thing. As far as evidence goes, there was never a historical find of a ninjato. A ninjato, whenever they have that in museums and all that, the ninjato were after ninjas were made after ninjas were actually a thing in ancient Japan. So the only confirmed weapon that a ninja in history actually used is the kusarigama, which is like a small scythe with a chain on it and some weights. So that's the only, well, not the only, but that's the one of the big confirmed weapons that ninjas actually used. Like, if ninjas actually used a sword, it's because they stole katanas from a dead samurai. Of course, historical ninjas, they also would not actually wear clothing like Otsuma. I'm gonna be very honest here. Like, historical ninjas, if anything, they would just dress up as farmers, because they are farmers in fact, in order to get to places where people would not suspect them and all that. So yeah, like, the more you learn about ninjas, the more you kind of figure out that the popular depiction of ninjas, they are completely fictional. Do I care? Not really, because that's the image that I grew up with and that's the image I like. So, like, it's fictional. Okay, well, good, because this is a fantasy story. I'm fine with a fictional depiction of a ninja. And some of my most favorite characters are fictional depictions of ninjas. Like, I have respect for the Japanese historical figures, ninjas and all that. Yeah, I grew up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I grew up with Ninja Gaiden. I grew up with Shinobi. I grew up with a lot of ninjas that nowadays you would say, oh, that's an inaccurate view of what a ninja is. But it's not really about accuracy for me anymore. It's just that's the type of ninja depictions that I just like. Sometimes you just kind of have to let go of realism, historical stuff and all that, and just enjoy the things you enjoy. Yeah, I just checked that place. I'm not even sure if that place would actually have a metal medallion coin thing in the harder difficulties. Like, I don't have them completely in my head, which difficulty has which thing, has which additional coin. I just always check every place that I know could possibly have them. Anyway, anyone who has oh wow, I still got it. Okay. Anyone who's ever played games like the modern Sonic games, they might see sequences like that, like where you just dash from one enemy to another. Like, they call it homing attack chains. This game pretty much has that, homing attack chains, where you just kind of move forward by going from one enemy to another in the air. But it's a little bit more complicated because you have to dash, attack, dash, attack, dash, attack. Whereas in Sonic, it's just a simple button press that does a homing attack, like one button press, dash, and attack at the same time. So it's a lot easier to just mash the button in order to just homing attack a whole chain. Here, you kind of have to get some dexterity in your fingers to properly dash to an enemy, attack, dash to an enemy, attack, and sometimes even dash to an enemy, and you still haven't made it. Do a double jump in order to get even more of a distance, then slash. Like, it just becomes intuitive after a while.
Struggle is the spark of life, no?
Okay. Well, that's a relatively easy position. Alright, go ahead.
My fire
Yeah,
shall
so
consume
right now I'm
you.
just kind of waiting for him to summon his minions. And I know that from that position all his attacks are going to miss, so I'm just kind of waiting right now.
My fire shall consume you. Roasting flesh.
Can I make it? Can I make it? No, I did not make it. Oh well.
Over here. Ah, the smell of roasting flesh. Ah, the smell of roasting flesh. My fire shall consume you. Don't
Sure.
disappoint me now, Hotsuma.
This is one of my favorite things to do when dodging enemies' attacks. Just instead of doing a stealth dash, just move left and right. Because this game is this game is pretty
Over here.
how do I say it? Like, there is a walk animation. Like there's an animation to walk slowly, like this. So it is possible to walk slowly. However, like, you go from a 0 to 100 in terms of running, like, just like that, with a flick of the controls. Which means, if you want to look stylish, you can, in fact, just press left, right, left, right, left, right, like that, in order to just dodge the fireballs. Which always makes you, at least makes me feel so cool whenever I do that.
shall die by my own hand.
Okay, well, you do you, buddy. You know, when you really think about it, even though Hotsuma kills them in order to free them, technically even they aren't actually freed because their souls are now trapped in Akujiki. So yeah, Akujiki is like its own kind of personal hell, which, yikes. Okay, so it is possible. Okay, so we have to get over there in order to reach the boss. This stage is essentially going to be one giant circle in order to eventually end up at that place, and then you open the gate portal thing over there by defeating the enemies over there. This is too far to actually dash jump to. Yeah, so what the thing is, speedrunners always want to try to find a way. So what they do, I'm not going to, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna succeed at it, but what they do is they reach this spot and just lead the enemies back to this spot, so they have a lock on. Like I don't think yeah, you have to be close enough in order to do a lock on. So why do you want to have a lock on? Well, no, okay. So because yeah, and now it's too late because okay, so I might as well just explain like this. What speedrunners do is they do a charge attack, then pause the game in order to push the control stick towards the edge, and if they unpause and let go, they will do a charge attack that sends them flying over there. That will get them far enough in order to actually reach that part, and then you essentially skip the entire stage immediately to the boss. Like I said, I'm not even going to try that, but that's something that speedrunners do. Fortunately, there are 4 enemies here, which makes me pull up Tate, and now I have a full red gauge. Okay, that's so good. Okay. Oop, there we go. Can I snipe that? Hey, look at that. Okay, by the way, those pink seals, they're actually supposed to be stone. I'll be very honest, I did not see them as stones for a very long time until someone pointed it out to me that they are actually supposed to be like magical stones or something. I don't know, just the sound design and the way the seal looks never, well, like now that I look at it, I do see that they're supposed to be stones, but I don't know, they kind of look like I don't know, what do they look like? Like lamps in a way. I just kind of saw them as those lantern stuff until I looked closer after someone pointed it out, and yeah, so they are stone. You see like the kanji carved on the stone. But yeah, that's just not how I saw them until someone pointed it out to me. Like, just okay, I'm just gonna slash it, see if it actually sounds like stone. I don't know, it doesn't really sound like stone to me. sometimes you kind of have to trust the process. Just know that the lock-on is trying to help you, and just go along with where the lock-on is going. Just don't try to fight it, because that only makes the camera a little bit more frustrating than it should be. Just trust on the fact that, oh, the lock-on tells you to go that way. Oh yeah, go ahead, go that way. Like, again, I love the music. Just the soundtrack is on Spotify, in fact. So I think, like, yeah, I just have the whole playlist as something that I just listen to on Spotify. Although the names, yeah, there is some inconsistency on what the names of the songs actually are. Like, for example, the boss music against the Oboro ninjas. Like, I know the theme as Waiting Place, but I think the name that's on Spotify is Ninryo, which pretty much means like ninja ghost, I guess, because essentially that's what they are. They are ninja ghosts, so Ninryo. So yeah, it's just a little inconsistency in terms of what the actual names of the songs are. Like, sometimes I know it as one under one name, sometimes I know it as another name, so. Can I snipe that? Yes, I can. Well, there we go. Yeah, and we're right back where we started. Like, yep. That's where we started. There was a medal over there, and that's where we went to continue. And now we're on the other side, so we can. All right. Why are you all over there? Okay. Yeah. So that finally opens that gate that leads to the boss. And I think at this point, the moment that you're over here, suddenly there's this platform that you really could have used at the start of the stage, honestly, but yeah, yeah, I think from here you might be able to actually, well, no, yeah, you would still hit the lava, but yeah, now you can just go from there to there.
Are you all right?
Fool! This is the end of the Oboro clan. body she has. If it wasn't for Hiroko-sama's orders, I would claim her body as my own. Perhaps if I give him your head as a gift, maybe he will give me her legs as a reward.
Like, you want them as a collector's item, or do you want to attach them to you? And how does that work? Anyway, so the previous boss, well, the was based on the white tiger of the 4 symbols, the 4 Eastern gods. This one is based on the vermilion bird. Now you would think, this does not look like a bird, it looks like a butterfly. So, as far as I know, the only real thing that connects her to the vermilion bird is the fire-based elements of her, which the vermilion bird has. Plus, she's still a flying creature, and I might actually die here. Oh well. But yeah, she's still a flying creature, so maybe that's how they link her. Oh, well, I died. Oh well. Yeah, so maybe that's how they link her to the vermilion bird.
Let's see how strong you really are.
If I actually wanted an S rank, I should have actually do a retry before I actually died, because that way you keep all the makimono, that's the scrolls for ninjutsu. You will keep all of them, and you get bonus points based on how many unused makimonos you have at the end of the stage. I don't think so with this one, to be honest. This game is still very strict with S ranks, honestly. Well, still hit her. But yeah, now I definitely am not gonna get an S rank because I already hit her with 1 attack. That was a taunt animation. If I would have actually attacked her during that taunt animation, that would have done double damage. Missed it. Oh well. So yeah, it's stuff like these which would probably be pretty stressing if one actually were to try to do an S rank, because then that little mistake and that little mistake, that would kinda drive you insane and all that. Which, again, is why I'm not even bothering right now. There we go.
I won't let you go that easily.
Might as well turn on the... Yeah, there we go. Oh my god, you're right. I still get an S rank. Okay. Got an S rank, even though I honestly thought I would have missed the S rank. Okay, the makimono, that's the scrolls that you use to use ninjutsu, and I just realized I never used ninjutsu during all of this. I might as well just show that off just to properly represent the entire game with all its gameplay features. Yeah, they're similar to the ninjutsu in the new Shinobi Art of Vengeance. They tend to be like big attacks that, well, okay, no, they're not always big attacks, but they're they tend to help you a lot. However, it's at the cost of your ranking. The moment you use it, that tends to make your ranking suffer like immediately. So lots of, I guess, pro players, I don't want to call myself pro player, but lots of pro players, they just do not use ninjutsu at all. And because they just want the S rank. Okay, no, that's not true. There are pro speedrunners who use them because they kill enemies, and speedrunners do not care about the ranking. So there you go. So it's still pretty useful, actually. Yeah, so Kongo over here, he's just flying with a giant shuriken, just riding on a flying shuriken, which, like, okay, there in the Sonic franchise, there's Sonic Riders where they fly on airboards. Like, if Sonic Riders would actually have Shinobi characters, I wonder if the airboards of the Shinobi... Oh, wow, okay, that failed. But I wonder if the Shinobi characters could just ride on a shuriken like Kongo did. Actually, yeah, I might as well just show off. Okay, so, on the lower left, you notice that there's a fire thing going on. That is the ninjutsu that you are equipped with right now. So right now, it's the fire one, that's called Kaen. Here's the lightning one, which is Raijin. And here is the wind one called Kamaitachi. Here's the fire one, which is like a blast of fire. It does a lot of damage against bosses. However, it immediately eliminates your current Tate chain, which that's the case with every single one of these, actually. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep trying to get the Makimono back and just to show off the next one. Okay, the next one is Raijin. That gives you an invincibility shield for a... yeah, temporarily makes you invincible with the invincibility shield, as well as it makes your stealth dash a lot faster. So just to compare, here's the stealth dash now. Okay, now here it is with a Raijin activated. Yeah, that's a lot faster. But, as I said, the invincibility, it's just temporary. Oh well. Yeah, it's just temporary, and once it runs out, it runs out. There is another lightning ninjutsu spell in the in Revenge of Shinobi and in Shinobi 3 Return of the Ninja Master. That's not the same as Raijin here, because that one gives you a lightning shield that can take 2 hits. After 2 hits, the shield is gone. However, you do keep the shield until you lose it after getting damaged 2 times. That one is called Ikazuchi. So what's the difference between Ikazuchi and Raijin? Well, Ikazuchi just pretty much means lightning. I think it just means lightning. Lightning ninjutsu. Raijin means lightning god or thunder god. Was it the thunder? I think it's the no, it's a lightning one. It's a lightning god. So that's pretty much the difference and such. So yeah, that's why Raijin gives you invincibility shield that's just stays invincible for the duration that the that the ninjutsu is on. So that's the difference. Raijin is in fact the one that now appears in Shinobi Art of Vengeance. So that's interesting that Joe Musashi is now using the thunder spell of Hotsuma and eventually Hibana instead of the one that he used in the classic Shinobi games. The last one is Kamaitachi. Kamaitachi stems from the word Kama and Itachi. Kama is scythe, Itachi is weasel. Like, there is a yokai called the Kamaitachi, which in fact slashes with its scythe hands. It's scythe hands. So yeah, it has like scythes for hands. It slashes, and there's like wind shockwaves that cuts people. That's essentially what this does too, because now you see a number of 6, and that goes down for every time I do a slash, because that slash will create a shockwave, like this. You also notice this makes it... You cannot combine this with a tate. So that's also something to consider. They will help you kill enemies, but you do not get a tate for it. So yeah, that's my little presentation for the ninjutsus. Now to actually try to beat this stage. Oh well. Yeah. There's a strict timing in order to actually get that tate. So this... Ooh, oh, that was... Ooh. Oh. Okay. This stage is probably going to be where a lot of people get stuck. Mostly because the water essentially is a bottomless pit. So the moment you hit the water, you die immediately. Like, apparently Hotsuma just cannot swim, apparently. Well, neither does that ninja, honestly, because he dies the moment he falls into water. So, yeah, this is the stage where you have to master the wall run. Like, if you do not know how to properly use the wall run in this stage, you will die constantly by falling into the water. Well, I say wall run. It's mostly the double jump and the air dash, actually. But yeah, they work because you are chaining wall runs together. Excuse me. Also, yeah, there's ninjas with wings. What's the deal with that? Okay, well, if you actually look very closely, okay, let's see if I find another ninja with wings. But if you look very closely, it's some kind of weird contraption that they are wearing. Like, I don't know. There's like, I think it's like meant to be like sails, kind of thing. Let's see if yeah. I think they're like sails where the bat-like ends of the wings, there are kunais on them. Like maybe. Oh, come on, that's just. Yeah, yeah. So it's not like a vampire wing. It's actually some kind of contraption that he's using. And funnily enough, this is actually from the classic Shinobi games. So, funny how this is a thing that returns. I mean, it's not like Joe Musashi himself was really in the story. Like, in a lot of ways, this is almost like an in-name only adaptation of Shinobi. Because besides the ninja clan being named the Oboro clan, there's actually not a lot about this game that directly connects with the classic Shinobi games. Although to be fair, yeah, at the time of this game's release, the previous Shinobi game is Shinobi Legions. Or Shinobi X, Shinobi X, depending on your region. It's different regions have different names for the previous Shinobi game, but that one also has a different main character. And if you count Shadow Dancer, with its backstory of Joe Musashi's son instead of Joe Musashi, technically that also has a different main character. So I guess the Shinobi franchise just is not really a stranger to having new playable characters in the first place. So there you go. Shinobi Art of Vengeance actually is like the first time we've played... Ooh, oh, there you go. And like I said, there's no checkpoints, so I'm gonna start all the way back to the beginning. So, again, I'm fully aware this can annoy a lot of people. But yeah, Shinobi Art of Vengeance is the first time we actually play as Joe Musashi again. Ever since Shinobi 3 Return of Ninja Master, which... was that 1991? Yeah, 1991. That's the year of my birth. So, yeah, there hasn't been a new game where you play as Joe Musashi since 34 years, I think. That is indeed very wild. So, yeah, I grew up with Joe Musashi, but the game was already out for a while at that time. So funnily enough, technically I grew up more with Hatsuma than I did with Joe Musashi. Wait, no. That's the wrong way. You know what? I'm not completely sure if it was 1991. You know what? I'm just gonna check now. Otherwise, that's gonna be bothering me the entire time. Shinobi 3 Return of the Ninja Master. Sorry, 1993. Still, that's 32 years since we played as Joe Musashi in a new game. There is a game called Cyber Shinobi, which also features a Joe Musashi. It's not the same Joe Musashi. That's his grandson. So Joe Musashi II, I guess. So, yeah, still, hasn't been a new Shinobi game where you play as Joe Musashi since 1993. You play as Joe Musashi in the Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing game, where he's an was he an unlockable character or was he just unlockable, playable from the start? I'm not sure anymore, but yeah, that's a game where you can that's a newer game where you play as Joe Musashi, but that's not a Shinobi game. That's just a collective Sega crossover game. I guess you can also play as Joe Musashi in, well, these games, but then he's an unlockable character and non-canon at that. And there's the what was it called again? Sega Heroes, which is like a oh wow, I'm messing up now. Oh well. How do you call it? Like it's a match 4. I think it's a match 4 or match 3 type of game. I've never been a big master at those kinds of games, but yeah, there was like a crossover Sega game called Sega Heroes where you can also unlock Joe Musashi. But still, as I said, not a Shinobi game. That's a Sega crossover game. You know what, me dying in this stage, it's a good way to show how you don't have to take things too seriously. Like, I start all the way back at the beginning. Oh well, big deal. I'm playing the game because I like it. So, I'm just playing it more because of this. Oh. Oh. Thought I would have gotten that, but... Wait, what did I forget? What did I forget? There we go. Well, fortunately there are enemies here which fills up the red gauge just a little bit, making up for lost time. Oh boy. Oh, wow, I keep... You know what? Since I don't care about rankings, I'm just gonna go for it. I don't need to kill all the enemies. So... bye-bye. That's also a way you can go through this game. Like I said, there is no reward for getting all the S ranks. And to be fair, I already gotten a full S rank run, so there's no real need to do it. So, really, just do what you want. And in my case, I think I've seen enough of this stage for today. So I'm just gonna... Where is the lock-on pointing at? That's weird. Where is the lock-on pointing at? Okay. But yeah, I'm just gonna continue from here. Not even gonna bother with the kunoichis that are on the walls. Oh, whoa, sheesh. Not gonna bother about the kunoichis on the walls, like the one that I kept dying at. Because there's really no need. I mean, I still kinda automatically try to kill enemies just because that's like my instinct at this point. Yeah. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. Just don't bother. Just continue. Oh, wow. I still mess up. Alright. Just gonna go for it. Anyway, can you tell that this is the stage that got a lot of people stuck or something? I don't know. I've played this game countless times and even I still end up messing up and dying. So, what does that tell you? This is still not a speedrun of the stage. If this was a speedrun of the stage, you would actually try to kind of snipe all those seals from a distance or something. Again, not going to stress myself on that level. Okay, I said you die immediately once you hit water. That's not exactly correct. You might have noticed there were times when I actually did hit the water, and yet I just stood on the ground underneath it. Yeah, I think the limit is like around Hotsuma's knees or something. From his knees, if the water hits that far, that's when you get swept up by the current. Okay, I might need to actually kill some enemies now. Yeah, Akajiki was about to get hungry enough to take Hotsuma's soul, so... In terms of S ranking, you also get like a huge bonus if you were able to do it no damage. Even I still don't fully trust that I can actually do a no damage run. I've seen people do it, never even tried to do it. Like, even the S rank runs that I did were more based on killing all the enemies and killing bosses in one hit. I never even tried to actually do no damage. Which is also crazy because, like, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, from what was seen in the demo, in order to get an S rank, you almost have to get an do a no damage run in order to get an S rank. I have somehow pulled it off to get an S rank without a no damage run. Apparently, the time that you beat the stage is very important in order to get an S rank. So it is possible, apparently, to do it without a no damage run. But at least a no damage run almost always guarantees an S rank. So we'll see if I actually manage to fully S rank Shinobi Art of Vengeance when it comes out. We'll see. Not gonna stress myself to do it on a first go. First go, I'm just gonna... But to be fair, the S ranks are only in arcade mode. Like, story mode does not yet give you rankings.
I must thank Hiroko-sama for this.
In fact, I'm kind of thankful rankings are not in story mode, because the speedrun challenge necessitates you to 100%, and 100% does not, apparently does not mean S ranking. At least that's the definition of the speedrun challenge. If that was the case, I don't think I would have actually tried to participate. I'm gonna be very honest there. Yeah, this is a song that I was talking about, that I know it as Waiting Place, whereas Spotify calls it Ninryo. You know what? I want to kill this guy in one hit. Let's see if I can do that.
Let's see who is the strongest.
Yes, let's see, Kongo.
You cannot defeat me.
Mm-hmm.
Feel my power.
Mm-hmm.
Feel my power.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I say this is a shuriken. Well, okay, as I said, technically any piece of metal that you're throwing technically sounds like a shuriken. This is actually a giant guard of a katana. Like, if you look at the hole, that's the kind of... Oh, he killed one of his own enemies. What the heck? But if you look at the hole, yeah, it's the kind of hole that the blade of a katana would go through. So, yeah, I call it a shuriken. Technically it is a shuriken, but if we're going to get really specific, it's actually a guard of a katana. So, fun fact there. Yeah, okay. Just gonna try to one-hit kill him.
Let's see if you can withstand this.
Like, I've skipped most of the enemies in the stage. I want to, at the very least, get a one-hit kill against this guy, just to make up for it.
You cannot defeat me.
Sure, buddy.
Feel my power. You cannot defeat me. You cannot defeat me. Feel my power. You cannot defeat me.
Woo! Got him! So yeah, that's the charge attack. I did not hit him from the back, and yet the charge attack was strong enough to hit from the front while being powered by all the enemies, and that's enough to one-hit kill him.
Must run in the family.
The thing is, you can't guarantee that you have the charge attack at the ready, because it's based on your red bar, and your red bar is running out. Yeah, it's running out throughout this boss battle. So, well, just any boss battle really. Like, you do fill it up if you kill the minions and all that, but it's you can't really guarantee it. Yeah, it's still an A rank. I'm fine with it. I wasn't going for an S rank anyway, like I said, so I'm just happy with the A rank, even though I skipped most of the enemies. Like, you notice, kill is at 38%. Like, all the other stages so far, I think it was closer to the 90% and all that, so.
Are you alright?
That Shinobi.
A former comrade. He was killed and his corpse was being used
Alright,
to fight.
I don't know the name of the, you know what, I'm just gonna check right now.
Please, kill me. I beg of you.
No, that's the Japanese voice actor. Jordan Rosa. Okay, so, bless Jordan Rosa, but he is gonna struggle a little bit trying to say a Japanese name. And that's something that I always kind of hear. Like he's gonna try to say Hiroko Ubusuna, but it's a little...
I am here to kill Hiroko Ubusuna, not you.
Like, there's a little pause. Like he's going, I'm here to kill Hiroko Ubusuna, not you. Like, it's just one of those things that I kind of noticed. There's another thing where in Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, where Troy Baker tries to say a Japanese name, the Jinran Maru, where he also kind of pauses a little bit. Like, I have the sword for you, Master Hayabusa. The Jinran Maru. Like, yeah, that's just one of those things I noticed. Anyway, this is another boss based on the 4 symbols of... Oh, I missed that one. Oh well. This is another boss based on the 4 symbols of the 4 Eastern gods. This one is based on the Black Tortoise, and you might think, well, I mean, there are some tortoise shells on the thing, but what... is that the only link to the Black Tortoise? Well, the thing is, the Black Tortoise, specifically, it's called the Black Tortoise, but actually it has a tail that's literally a snake. And well, you know, he has a tail that's literally a snake. So, yeah, it's, I have no idea why he also looks like a fox, or at least wears a fox mask. But to be fair, that's still more of a link than the previous boss who looks like a butterfly and barely has any... Oh, wow. Oh, still gone. Okay. Yeah, like, the previous one was a butterfly and had barely anything to do with the Vermilion Bird besides being fire. So honestly, this is a much bigger of a link by comparison. And to be fair, what did the White Tiger have anything to do with spiders? So, yeah. I think it's just meant to be, like, a little bit off, I guess, like some kind of uncanny valley versions of the 4 symbols or the 4 Eastern gods.
Hotsuma, I know where Hiruko is. Hiruko has some sort of connection with the Nakatomi conglomerate.
Like
He's
she
trying to rebuild
she
the
has
XL at the Nakatomi factory.
doesn't have as much trouble to say the word Hiroko. That's Irene Trapp. Oh well, she is. As far as I can tell, she is Asian, so that kind of helps. Okay, and that's another S rank. Well, I mean, kill 100. Yeah, there's only one enemy, so obviously I'd get 100. Okay, this stage, I'm not good at this stage, but I love watching speedruns of this stage. Because speedrunners have mastered this stage. Like, just look, if you get hit by the lasers, it hurts you. But you can stealth dash through it, if you just know to properly time it. Speedrunners, that's one of the things that the speedrunners have mastered in this stage, which just looks amazing when you see it in motion. That, and there are a lot of seals that you have to destroy in order to open the gates and all that. And again, speedrunners have mastered the art of just knowing where to throw shurikens in order to hit those seals. I cannot do that. And it's always amazing to watch a proper speedrun of this stage in particular. Like, it gets to the point that, as far as I can tell, most full playthrough speedruns of this game, Shinobi. Yeah, most full playthrough speedruns of this game, they tend to have a different, safer strategy for this stage than if they were to speedrun this stage on its own. If they speedrun this stage on its own, it most of the time looks different than a full playthrough, because a full playthrough, you would have gotten through all the other stages and then reached this one. If you messed up here, that could just kill your speedrun right there. And again, the soundtrack is just great. Yeah, so, for example, you know what, let's see if I can do it. Okay, so, what you do in a speedrun, you just try to fall, wait, or maybe with shurikens. Maybe that'll work. So you just fall down, and then just... Yeah, so... You can kind of see what I was trying. Like, just falling and just throwing shurikens with the right timings, and then you just hit all those seals in one fall. Again, I cannot do that. And I'm not even going to try it. Well, I did try it, but I'm not even gonna try it properly within a speedrun. But it's always so great to see. And here's another one of those segments. Like, there is a... Let's see. Yeah, there's a seal over here. There's a seal over here. And there's a seal over here. I think what speedrunners do is... I think they, what was it? I think they, yeah, they fall here, and then, just fall here, throw a shuriken, and that would have missed if I actually tried it. There, throw a shuriken here, fall here, throw shuriken, throw shuriken. Like that, and that would be enough to hit all the yeah, all those seals in one go. And like, you have to imagine the camera is not working with you for that. Like, you cannot lock on to those. You cannot lock on to the seals. So you really just gotta be very precise with your control stick in relation to the camera. And like, whenever I watch a full speedrun of this stage, it just looks like poetry in motion. It really does. Oh boy. This is another one of those times where they would just purposely fall down and just know where to throw shurikens during the fall in order to hit all of the seals in one go. Did I get all the seals? I'm not sure. Yeah, I got all the seals. Yeah. If I didn't get all the seals, there would have been the pink glow over here. Oh boy. Woo. That was close. There we go. That enemy, if you're very unfortunate, that big enemy could block your attack, which can ruin your Tate very quickly. Granted, they do kind of help you with the lock-on, because several of those enemies happen to be above those seals. So if you just lock on, you happen to kind of look at the seals. So it's not like the developers are fully leaving you helpless or something. Let's see. Okay, so there is one here. Here. Yeah, okay, go down. Nope. Go down here. Okay. Ah, there we go, that was all of them. Got him. Thought I would have missed that one, but okay. So here's a classic samurai or just swordsman trope kind of thing. A blind swordsman. Like, the area even is filled with water, so he can kind of hear where you are. And that's actually in gameplay. If you are on the water, he will know where you are. If you're on the walls, he does not know where you are. Granted, you would think he might be able to hear you running on the walls, but apparently you're just completely silent when you're on the walls. But just the fact that they kind of have that in gameplay, I just love it.
It left me no choice but to kill you.
Yeah, like, here, I'm running on the walls. He does not know where I am. I'm gonna land on the water and he's gonna immediately attack. I love game design. I studied game design, by the way, so that's also one of the reasons why I just love seeing design decisions like this. Oh, that was not leaving that. Oh well. Oh well. Oh, still got him. Wow. I mean, it was multiple hits. It's probably not going to be an S rank, but still.
Its blade cuts deep.
I also love the detail that the sheath, it's like kind of attached to his arm. Like, I guess it helps that he doesn't have to worry about dropping it and having to feel around for it, I guess. So he just attaches it to his arm. Which is pretty cool. I don't know how... Yeah, I don't know. In terms of unsheathing it, I'm not sure how well that works compared to holding it, but... Yeah, still a cool design thing. Rank B. Funny how this is the lowest rank I've had so far.
Welcome, young leader of the Oboro.
So you are the one responsible for the deaths of the Oboro. Hirako.
Yatsurao was destroyed by the Oboro 72 years ago. But he shall be resurrected with the sacrifice of this girl.
To be fair to Jordan Rosa, he actually does pronounce Hiroko's name pretty well from this point on. So there's that. It's just that in that specific recording in the previous stage, I don't know, there was like a little struggle to actually say Hiroko Usuna. So, as far as I know, this is not... Okay, at least it's not completely confirmed whether this one is actually based on the 4 symbols. Unless it's, in fact, either the Golden Dragon or the Kirin, which are, like, the 5th of the 4 Eastern Gods, which, yeah, there's 4 Eastern Gods and yet there's a 5th one. What's the deal with that? Well, it's like there's a balanced middle one to, oh boy, okay, well, it's just the boss anyway. Yeah, there's like a balanced middle one. Each of the 4 Eastern Gods are based on a different cardinal direction. Like you have one from the north, one from the south, one from the west, one from the east, and then there's one in the center, which is either the Golden Dragon or the Kirin, depending on which country or which reading of the mythology you have. So, considering this one very clearly looks like Siddhartha Buddha, might be possible that this is meant to be like a distant kind of reference to the one in the middle. So I'm not sure if that's what they were going for. It's just that all the other monstrous bosses are based on the 4 Eastern Gods, the 4 symbols. So maybe that's what they were going for with Yatsurao. But yeah, otherwise Yatsurao is just the corruption of Buddha, which is quite something. I'll give it that. Oh boy. You know what? No, I do not accept that. To be fair, with Yatsurao, if you want an S rank, usually you kinda don't want to use Hotsuma for that. Because he has a lot of health, and if anything, if you want to get an S rank against Yatsurao, you would want to use Moritsune. So you want to first beat the game, unlock Moritsune, who has double the slashing power of Hotsuma, and that makes it a lot easier to one-hit kill Yatsurao. Oh man, I get him in a one-hit kill either way, okay. So yeah, that's definitely gonna be an S rank.
Kagari.
I must thank you, young leader of the Oboro.
Hiroko.
I have finally unlocked the power of Yatsuраo's spirit. I feel its power flooding through my veins.
So yeah, Hiroko is kind of pulling a light Yagami of Death Note, exactly as planned. Like, apparently he did plan for Hotsuma to actually kill Yatsurao specifically so he could absorb the powers of Yatsurao, so, yeah.
Hiroko!
What's the matter? Can you not raise your sword against him?
Moritsune.
Oh my god, this white-haired ninja is the other white-haired ninja, Moritsune, all along? Oh my god, I definitely did not figure this out, like, immediately.
Come to Kane Shrine.
Truly, this is on the level of finding out that Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker. Oh crap, I spoiled that for someone.
I must go to face my fate.
As I said, S rank.
Hotsuma, go get Kabushi-sama. Okay.
Moritsune,
Moritsune.
So yeah, Akujiki was going to, I guess, take the soul of Ageha, but Moritsune allowed Akujiki to cut him, which is why he got that scar. Like he has another scar because of the dual ceremony thing. But yeah, so that's why he got that scar, and from then on, Akujiki kind of got, I guess, connected to Moritsune. But then the duel happened, and yeah, that made Hotsuma the official wielder of Akujiki instead. And that's kind of the way the story goes with this game. With, yeah, the owner of Akujiki, that's pretty much what the story of both this game as well as Akujiki, as well as Nightshade, the sequel, is about. Like, who actually, well, not only who deserves to wield the cursed sword Akujiki, but should there be a owner of Akujiki, knowing it's a cursed sword, and yeah, and all that. It's pretty much the core story of this this duology of Shinobi and Nightshade. This stage The music of this stage is in fact a very slow and more threatening version of the main theme of this game, which you would have heard in the intro animation if you simply stayed on the main menu. And it's also this music that's also yet again part of the medley for the final boss music. And I just realized I did not actually mention the fact that the boss music of all the bosses that are based on the 4 Eastern Gods, that's also part of the medley for the final boss theme. Like, by the time when you get to the final boss and you hear the music, the music almost feels like some kind of... Well, it is a medley, that's kind of the point of a medley, but it almost feels like... Hotsuma is kind of thinking back on the journey from the start of this game all the way to the end. Like, it's kind of what I think about, similar to, for example, the end to Lion King, where you kind of hear the main theme playing as Simba goes up Pride Rock. It's like that epic kind of feeling of reflection, like you've seen this main character grow from start to finish of this story. That's kind of the same feeling that I have whenever I hear the final boss music. Like, yeah. Like, I just love how it just keeps building up like that. It's whenever I play this game from start to finish, it always feels like some kind of emotional journey, which I understand for a lot of people. They would just see the story and they would go, oh, I mean, it's a simple story of vengeance and all that. And in a way it is. It is a very simple story when you really think about it. But the thing is, like, it's not so much about the complexity of the story so much as the emotions behind it. At least it is for me.
Perhaps this is our
and that's why it's one of my most favorite games of all time, because I'm just not really thinking about some kind of Shakespearean monologue or something. It's not like there's a quote that makes you think about, I don't know, to be or not to be, or alas for Yorick, etc. There's no lines like that. But just how everything is built up in this game from start to finish. I never want to actually play just a part of this game. If I start at the first stage, I want to reach the full end all the way to the final stage. If I don't, it feels incomplete to me. Like, sometimes I even kind of make the mistake of, oh, you know, I can play one stage and just be done with that. And then when I do that, I'm like, now I kind of want to play the other stage in order to, because it kind of fits with one another, and then I end up playing the full game after all. And that's kind of how I end up, well, I want to say that's kind of how I end up with the skills of this game, because I keep replaying it over and over. I'm just compelled to replay it from start to finish. That's also why I'm fully aware for a lot of people this game would be stressful as all heck. For me, this is me chilling. Even if I make mistakes or something, like, I know this could have been done a lot more optimally and all that. I have those things in my mind and all that. I'm just enjoying the flow state of this game. I feel like half of this stream is pretty much just me gushing about this game or giving trivia. Well, that's what you're in for when you watch a stream of me or just hang out with me in general, as a lot of friends would be able to tell.
Ageha, why are you trying to stop me?
It was all to resurrect Moritsune. I am the one who broke Hiroko's seal. Tradition be damned. I cannot forgive the Oboro for taking Moritsune away from me. The duel you fought with your brother, it was not to decide the next leader. It was to keep Akujiki suppressed by feeding it a spirit. Why? Why did Moritsune have to die for that?
Is that why you had the Oboro killed?
I just wanted to save Moritsune. Just like that time he saved me. And the time is close at hand. I cannot let anyone interfere!
So yeah, Ageha, she is definitely in the wrong. However, there is a point to what she's saying. Because essentially, it's not so much that Hatsume is the owner of Akujiki. I mean, I said he was the owner of Akujiki, but he's not really, though. He's more so the latest victim of Akujiki, if anything. Like, is the Oboro really the wielders of Akujiki, or is it more so that Akujiki is just feeding off of them at this point? And that's something that Nightshade will actually cover in the sequel. I'm just kind of waiting for her to, for more of those enemies to spawn, giving me more power with Akujiki. No, okay, no.
Ageha!
And there's not an S rank. Every time I see an S rank, there's like a weird feeling of defeat. Like, there's like, oh god, I'm not trying and I still get an S rank. Really? Have I gotten that far?
Agia, let go of the sword.
I can't! Moritsune, what are you doing?
I heard from Grandpa. There is a sword that eats people's souls. What if this is that sword? If you don't let go, it's gonna eat your soul.
What should I do?
Kill me! Let it eat my soul instead!
No! I can't!
I will save you, Agia.
No! Stop!
So again, Ageha is very clearly in the wrong, but you can understand why she would go this far just to try to get Moritsune back.
Yunko, is the ritual complete? Is Moritsune alive?
Yes, my dear, but there is one last thing.
Moritsune.
Moritsune. Moritsune.
Ageha!
The worst he could say was no. At least that's what you would think.
Now the ritual is complete. Foolish woman, this is your reward for releasing me. I'm allowing you to die at the hands of the man you love. Even though he is merely a puppet of Hellspawn Lord Aomizuchi.
Hiroko! Why, you...
So, here's a cool little thing. One half of the bosses are resurrected corpses of the Oboro ninjas. The other half are corruptions of the four Eastern Gods. Now, Moritsune, or in fact Aomizuchi, is both. He's a resurrected corpse of the Oboro ninja, Hotsuma's brother, but he is also the corruption of one of the four Eastern Gods, the Azure Dragon. So it's cool how those two things just kind of come together like that. No, do not kill anyone yet. Wait for him to summon more of these. I want to say little dragons, but they kind of look like seahorses. So I guess that's kind of part of the corruption. Like it's like dragon mixed with seahorses. And this song is also a dark remix of the first boss battle against Moritsune. Well, I'm not gonna try for an S rank. Ooh, yeah. This is what makes him a little bit difficult to S rank, because he also does the stealth dashing like you do. To be fair, Ageha did it too, so it's not like it's exclusive to him. But if he dashes, your lock-on is locked onto his after images instead of him, which kinda messes you up. But to be fair, that's how you actually kinda mess up the opponent's views as well, because the opponents will let's see if I can. There, the opponent, for like half a second, the opponent keeps looking at my after image instead of me, and that's how it also works with how Moritsune Aomizuchi is doing as well. Yet again, game design, just giving you that consistency in the world through gameplay rather than through some kind of long dialogue. And just to be clear, I also love me some long dialogue. I'm a huge fan of Hamlet. Like, The other choice that I would have played today, if I wanted to play something a little bit more family-friendly, is in fact a parody choose-your-own-adventure game based on Hamlet. That would have been my other choice to play today. So, yeah, clearly I am a big fan of Hamlet, which means I'm a big fan of all those soliloquies in Hamlet. So it's not like I have a problem with long soliloquies, it's just that that's not what this game is going for. And this game instead goes for just telling a story through the gameplay, and the cutscenes themselves are relatively minimal as well, especially if you compare this to the likes of Metal Gear Solid or something. Like, there's never a cutscene longer than an hour, which I can't say the same for Metal Gear Solid. So, yeah, it's not a cutscene heavy game. Like, I think even like the likes of Sonic Adventure 2 still has more cutscenes than this game. Nah. You know what, I'm not going for ranking, I'm just gonna kill him with this one. Oh, sheesh, that still did not do it. Okay. But, yeah, this game does not have that many cutscenes. Instead, it just kind of tells the story through what's happening in the stages, what's happening in the animations of the bosses, and the design of the bosses, and the design of the stages. And the music, definitely the music. The music really helps set the mood and the emotions of the story. Oh, got him. Okay. Yeah, not an S rank, but I got a Tate out of him.
Marishne.
Osama, my spirit resides in Akojiki. It has always been with you. And taking Ageha with me. Take revenge for the Oboro, Osama.
So yeah, as I mentioned, all the souls that Hotsuma defeats with Akujiki, those souls go into Akujiki. And that means that Moritsune's soul has always been in Akujiki. It's just that, I guess, with having the sword inside the corpse of Moritsune, that allows Moritsune's soul within Akujiki to have one final talk with Hotsuma, which is heartbreaking, but also, like, it gives Hotsuma the closure that he actually needed. And yeah, rank C. This is the lowest rank I can ever I've ever gotten in the stream, and to be fair, that is actually the lowest rank in this game. Like, you would think there's a D rank or an E rank or something. No, C rank is the lowest. Like, that's how high a standard this game is.
The 7 stars of the heavens and their earthly counterparts are complete. And now all the souls will be gathered here at the Golden Palace. All that is left is for him to come.
How much hair gel does he have to put in to get his hair in that position? Like, how does that work? Like, how much hair gel does that compare to the likes of Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh or something? I'm just listening to the music. So yeah, this is the Golden Palace theme. This actually will, as a theme, and also as a, well, not necessarily completely as a stage, because it is different enough, but Nightshade will get this theme again, because the Golden Palace also ends up being important in Nightshade. Like in both games, the Golden Palace is kind of like the final area that you have to go to for the main character. I think I could get a longer tate if I actually moved here before I actually slashed those two enemies, but whatever. Yeah, you better have practiced chaining air enemies after one another with a tate, because otherwise you are gonna fall in that bottomless pit down there. Okay, so you can either go this way, that gets you to the end faster, or you take this little side route here in order to get the Shinobi coin. But for that, you better know how to do the chaining of the air combos, because otherwise, yet again, you will fall down that pit down there. Ooh boy. Oh, like that. Yep. It's a good thing I can just show the dangers of this game. I'm gonna go this way first this time. But yeah, bottomless pits and lack of checkpoints, besides boss checkpoints, there are definitely some of those things that I'm sure a new player would have trouble with. Like, I know it is kind of like a trend for people to play Dark Souls-like games, and they're like, oh, I'm a master of difficult games, and you are. Dark Souls games are difficult. They like, I'll be honest, I'm not good at them. But then I see them say, oh, I've played Dark Souls, so I can probably handle Ninja Gaiden. I can probably handle Shinobi. They're not the same games. That's just me being blunt about it. They're not the same type of games. So if you're good at one, you're definitely not good at the other. I can say I'm good enough with both Shinobi and Ninja Gaiden. I suck at Dark Souls. I definitely am. And yeah, there are in fact players who are good at all of them. And to that, I tip my hat to you, I guess, if I had a hat. But yeah, but that's not something that you should take as a given. Like, you shouldn't take as a given, like, you shouldn't take as a given that, oh, you're very good at this very difficult game. That means you can probably play this other difficult game. These are very different games, and you should not assume such things, that if you are good at one thing, you're also good at the other. Okay, maybe from here. There we go. Anyway, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm gonna do the additional run with Joe Musashi with this game. Maybe that's for another stream. I'm just gonna try to beat this game. And that would probably be the end of this stream. I'm happy that my first proper, I guess, social-ish stream would be the PlayStation 2 Shinobi. Like, I would have also been fine if it was the Ryan North to be or not to be, because that also has a meaning to me. Granted, it's more of a meaning for Hamlet rather than specifically to be or not to be. Like that's the name of the Choose Your Own Adventure book, which has been made into a game, and that, yeah, to be or not to be. You establish you emphasize the or to, yeah, reference the fact that it's a Choose Your Own Adventure kind of thing. Like, I think that's literally, yeah, there's actually like a choice that you could make, do you want to be, or do you want not to be? And if you actually pick not to be, well, that's it. Hamlet kills himself. Which even the narrator himself is kind of like flabbergasted, like, oh, you're actually going with it, okay. I think all this time throughout this stream, I didn't even really talk about Hatsuma's red scarf, which is pretty much in your face the entire time. Okay, so here's the idea. Back when they first made this game, making 3D games is still relatively new. Like, I'm not gonna say like this is on the level of Mario 64 or something, which revolutionized the idea of a free-form 3D platform character. It's not on that level. However, this was still at the time when developers still actually had to think about, okay, we are turning our 2D characters into 3D. What do we have to think about? The character designer, I really wish I knew the name of the character designer. I'll look it up later. But the character designer, I'm not even sure if it's that character designer. Like, there's several character designers, but one character designer kind of had the idea of, okay, if we're going to play this game in 3D, that means we are probably more often going to see Hatsuma from the back than we see Hatsuma from the front. Which means, oh shit, okay. Which means you are definitely going to be, you want to design Hatsuma's back to look more interesting than his front. Like, his front, like, granted, he's crossing his arms, so you have the kunais on his arms, which he uses to stick to walls. So, like, he has, like, cool color contrast with his, with the sleeves, as well as the black in his, his attire in general, and there's also the mask and all that. But then you look at the back. It's at the back where his Oboro logo is. Like, you do not see Superman with his logo on his back. You see it at the front. But that's because you would see Superman at the front more often in the comic than you would at the back. So, but yeah, this is a 3D game, which means you will probably see Hotsuma's back more often than his front. So they make his back look interesting with the logo, as well as the red scarf, which is like a color that pops out compared to the gray and black of the rest of his costume. Then somewhere down the line, like, someone decide, like, I think this is a rumor. I don't think this is ever truly confirmed, at least as far as I know. But like, there's a slider that they could adjust in order to adjust the elasticity of the scarf. Like, you see, if I stand still, the scarf is like reaches to his heels. It's a lot longer if he's running, like way longer. So the elasticity of the scarf, making it stretch based on your movement, there's a slider for that. And the rumor goes that someone, just as a joke, decides, you know what, I'm just going to go make it go way up to this point. And then another character designer or the director simply says, you know what, that looks cool. And that's how the long scarf was made. Again, that's the rumor, but yeah, I'd love to believe it. Yeah, now you see I purposefully made those enemies appear first, and then now I can add those two to this Tate chain. I've seen reviews, by the way, that they see the word Tate, T-A-T-E, and thus they keep pronouncing it as Tate. That's not how you pronounce it, because it's a Japanese word, Tate. So, and Japanese words in general, they work with, they work with, what's the word for that? Like, it's word pieces. Like you have a symbol for ta, and you have a symbol for ta, and you have a symbol for te, and those two make tate. I think it meant like something like razor wind or something like that. You know what? I'm gonna. All right, because otherwise I will be thinking about this entire time. Let's see. What is the meaning of tate? What is the meaning of tate? Japanese. Kanji for standing up or to stand. Interesting. That's not what I thought it meant. Okay. Well, there's also just done or freshly done or newly done. I guess like finishing, I guess. That's one way you could read tate. I might as well just look up. Okay. Shinobi 2002 character designer. Might as well look that up. Shinobi's character designs and illustrations were produced by Makoto Tsuchibayashi. Okay, here am I struggling about it. Makoto Tsuchibayashi. Tsuchibayashi. There's a tongue twister for you. Whose other works include Sengoku Basara series, the original Devil May Cry, and Vanquish. Oh, there's a little trivia right there. Yeah, so it specifically says character designs and illustrations were produced by Makoto Tsuchibayashi. I'm pretty sure there should be more character designers, right? Oh, hey, there's also Kumono. Let's see. Okay, so archives. Okay, so the producer is Masahiro Kumono, and director Toru Shimizu. Yeah, and then there's the character designer. So, yeah. So it might in fact be the producer who came up with the idea of the scarf. If I want to calm my mind a bit, I tend to go for a walk. When I go for a walk, I tend to listen to Spotify, and like I'm gonna say like at least 40% of the time I'm listening to a Shinobi soundtrack. That's how much I love the soundtrack. Yeah, this way. That's also a way to do it. Okay. Let's not forget that. I'm missing a seal somewhere. I think it's right there behind the thing. No, it isn't there. Okay. Oh, there it is. There was a speed run done of this game. I'm not sure. I think the speedrunner was Arjic, I believe, for Games Done Quicker, which yeah, for charity and all that. I'm not sure if it was Arjic. That's just the name that pops up in my head right now. But yeah, he did a speedrun of this game. Then he got stuck for quite a while at the final boss. So yeah, even speedrunners tend to hate the final boss. Like, he raged during the speedrun. So yeah, if even a speedrunner can have trouble at the final boss, then yeah, you might be able to understand why the final boss tends to in fact be hated by a lot of people. Yet again, as I said, because he can be kinda luck-based. Again though, I love the final boss, because I've been mentioning the music. I also just love the build-up to the final boss. Which I'll probably... oh boy, and I messed up. Okay, you know what? This is the time where I just go forward. Just gonna not bother to kill all the enemies again, because we don't want to get stuck in the same spot all the time. But yeah, the final boss can give a lot of people a lot of trouble, or sometimes, if you're very lucky, things just happen to line up in such a way that suddenly makes him very easy. As I said, it's very luck-based. As a result, you either hate him or you love him. And in my case, even if I do get stuck at him, I still love the design of the final boss. Sometimes I get very lucky and I happen to beat him in one go. Other times I end up having to retry multiple times against him, and I guess we'll see at the end of this how I'm gonna deal with him during this stream. But yeah, it's very based on luck. The reason it's based on luck is because he is invincible while he is doing his attacks. And so, and in order to one-hit kill him, you want to get the maximum amount of enemies on the in the world before you try to slash at him. If you mistime that, that means he happens to be invincible just as you hit, just as you kill the last enemy besides him, which means you have wasted all that effort. So that's why I said it's kind of luck based. You kind of want to hit the last enemy just as he has finished one of his attacks, and thus he's no longer invincible because he's no longer attacking. You could argue like all the other bosses are also kind of luck based. Well, the thing is, the thing is that the other bosses don't stay invincible as long as the final boss does. So even if you do happen to miss time just a little bit and the boss happens to be in their attack animation, well, you can just wait out the attack animation and you still have enough time to try to do the one-hit kill. That's not always the case with the final boss. This stage is not where you fight the final boss, by the way. This is 8A. The final boss is 8B. So yes, we are actually in the penultimate level of this game. Dude. Wow. Yeah. That's also one thing that this this enemy can do. He has a lot of health, as you can tell. And sometimes he's just blocking you from the front, which covers up his weak spot, which is his face. Sometimes you just kinda... Well, to be fair, I kinda did that to myself because I kept locking onto him. I think he actually stops blocking if you just stop locking onto him. So that's kind of my mistake, actually. Yeah, I don't do speedruns as a career like this, like the Shinobi Art of Vengeance demo speed. Hold on. The Shinobi Art of Vengeance speedrun is the first time I ever submitted anything for a speedrun challenge. That said, I do feel like I have something of a mentality for... Oh, good. Okay. I have something of a mentality that helps for speedruns. Like, I usually do not mind redoing things over and over again. But I do know this is a stream, people are gonna watch this, and I do not want to have them be stuck in the same area all the time. So that's why I'm just gonna continue here instead of trying for a perfect-ish run. But yeah, I might have something of a proper mentality for speed running. It's just that I just don't think I really want to actually put in that amount of stress in my life. And to be fair, I did do that for the demo thing. Yeah, and I just sped through this, but this is essentially the boss, I say in quotations, of this stage, which is this door. And yeah, it had a life bar, and all those enemies were there in order to try to tate this door. So that's pretty cool as a penultimate boss in this game. Rank A. I only had like 30% of the kills, but I still have an A rank. Alright, this is the final stage. Like, okay, so 6A, was it 6A? Yeah, 6A, the one with the lasers and such, that's one stage that's cool to see as a speedrun. This is another. Like, if I enter this room, a bunch of enemies will spawn, and it will block me off from exiting this room. So speedrunners tend to throw a shuriken, just continue on. I am going to face the enemies though. But yeah, that's another way that people use shurikens in this stage in order to skip all those encounters. Like, there's also, yeah, the camera's not completely lined up for it. Yeah, you kind of line up the camera in order to try to do speedrun tactics like this. Like, wow, I did it. Wow, I didn't expect to be able to do it, but there you go. Like, that was like two shuriken throws, one for that one and one for that one. There's no lock on for it. You just have to be very precise with your control stick, because based on where you put the control stick, that's where Hotsuma throws his shuriken. Like, I highly, if anyone wants to see like masterful gameplay, watch speedruns of this game. Like, it looks amazing in motion. And this is also kind of why I don't want to completely say, oh, I'm good at this game. Honestly, compared to what speedrunners do with this game, I'm still a novice. Like, I guess I can compare to the norm, I guess. Like, people who play other games rather than hardcore games like this one. I can compare to them. And I guess then I could kind of say, yeah, I'm good at this game. But yeah, if I just compare to every player of this game in existence, there are some that are just so great that I just cannot, with good conscience, say, oh yeah, I'm great at this game. I mean, I guess you could also kind of say that about all games. They're all the most popular games always have like that, those very amazing players that kind of humbles you, I guess. But I don't know, I just don't like the idea of just outright saying, I'm great at something. These ninjas, they can block your attack with their claws. They also have a lot of health. Like, I keep attacking them from the back. Still, like, this is without the sword being powered up. It took quite a bit in order for me to actually kill them. And even a charge attack. Look, I did a charge attack, was powered up by other enemies. Still wasn't enough to one-hit kill this opponent. I mean, it still doesn't compare to bosses, of course. Like, bosses kind of necessitate you to kill a lot more enemies in order to properly one-hit kill them. But yeah, those gray claw ninjas, they have so much health that sometimes for speedruns you kind of want to skip them when you can. Or be very precise about attacking them from the back. This is the same music as the previous stage, just clear. Still the Golden Palace. Still a great song. Okay, so there's a little trick to this. If you just use, yeah, the Shuriken Burst, there, that hits all the seals in that position, and that opens up the gate thing. That coin is like just on the edge of the death plane for the bottomless pit. You can very easily fall into the bottomless pit trying to get that. Nice. Okay, so yeah, one hit from the charge attack was not enough, but he happens to be hit twice by the charge attack, which helps kill them quicker. That's not something I control, to be honest. That's something that's kind of luck-based, based on where you are positioned compared to their animations of getting hurt, which makes you hit them twice. Yeah, so the room is flipped, turned upside down, and I'm here to take a minute to sit right here. I don't know how to. I'm not the greatest at lyrics, honestly, but yeah, you understand what I mean. Thank you. I should keep a close eye on that. Yeah, like I said, look at the amount of health these people have. It's ridiculous. Alright. Is this the smartest way to get through this encounter? Not really, no. Oh well. Wow, the battery of my phone has run out. Okay, how do I deal with this? Yeah, I'm just gonna, I'll just be right back. I'm just gonna grab the thingy for my phone. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, I've been using my phone to check the chat. I wonder if I happen to miss something because, well, just switch my setup just a little bit now. So now, I just have the chat on my screen. I know streamers use like 2 screens. I have another screen which I guess I can use, but yeah, my setup right now is pretty much like a single screen thing. Maybe for next stream I'll just grab the other screen and just do a 2-screen setup. Probably better that way. So yeah, it might be possible that the chat on the Twitch app didn't properly update. Wait, hold on. I think I can look at the thing. That's wild. Oh, there you go. Oh, does Puyo Puyo not count as a match 3 game for you? Still getting S ranks? You are able to get an A. You are able to get an A rank. Not just S ranks, like a 6 Power Ranger. That's what we like about your streams. Oh my god, no, sorry. Okay, yeah. So, I guess I've been missing all that. So
6 Power Ranger was for the Eastern Gods, and there was another one.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I apparently missed all that from the app. So yeah, I think from now on I'm going to instead have this set up like this right now, so I can actually just see the chat from the website itself. Maybe that'll help. Oh, I've been going the wrong way. They did nothing. Wait. Oh, okay. Why are there 3? Alright. Honestly, yeah, this is the part where you really do not need to beat those enemies. Just keep moving forward. Like, even for an S rank run, I think you can just skip them and still get an S rank. Ooh. Yeah, that wasn't good. Yeah, I happened to exit the... I happened to exit the combat area, which despawned the other enemies, and that ended the Tate. So, yeah, unfortunately, by that time there were only 3 enemies, and yeah, that kind of ruined the combo. Oh well.
You came. I owe you much. Look. Gaze upon the inferno that you have left in your wake. I unleashed the Hellspawn and the Oboros unto this rotting city of Tokyo. You battled them, consumed their souls until you were the last to remain alive. All to stain your hands with the blood of your own people.
You made me collect everyone's souls on purpose.
Of course. This world is full of filth. In the last century, science has evolved, but have the hearts of men? The gap between those with power and those without has grown. Greed and war blanket the earth. The countless souls that you gathered have merged into one inside Akujiki. And their burning hatred of me will give birth to a perfect and pure soul. And with it, I will become the true ruler of this world.
Is that all you have left to say? If you want this life I threw away when I killed my brother, you can have it. However, I shall destroy you along with this accursed blade.
So yeah, this is the final boss. Of course, it's Hiroko. Yeah. It starts off.
You do not understand the forces with which you are dealing.
With this very silent, like there's no music at all right now, and I just love the atmosphere of it. Like it's like everything led up to this moment, and now it's just Hotsuma and Hiroko. Everybody else is dead, so.
I call down the power of the heavens.
By the way, for an S rank single slash thing, these slashes I'm doing, they do not count in the single slash. I guess because Hotsuma is essentially missing, I guess. Oh. Yeah, he has a speech for every one of those attacks of his, which helps you identify what move he's going to do.
You are too late. Hand over Akujiki, and I may yet let you live.
Now the music starts. So it starts off as a darker version of the main theme. Oop.
I call forth the wrath of the earth. I call forth the wrath of the earth.
I'm just enjoying the music at this point.
I call forth the fires of hell.
I'm sorry, I was too distracted by the music. Yeah, I forgot to actually identify where. Okay, so it starts off as a dark version of the main theme,
You do not understand the forces
and then
with which
it
you are dealing. I call forth the fires of hell.
and then it plays a melody of the level with the spider webs. Then another part will use the melody of the bosses based on the 4 Eastern Gods.
I call forth the icy touch of death.
And as I mentioned with the stage 7, yeah, stage 7A, that one was also already a darker remix of the main theme, which this one is like a third reprise of it, I guess. So yeah, those songs are all each representing a different part within this game's, I guess, arcs, I guess, which makes you think back on all of them one after another.
I call forth the fires of hell.
And I pointed out he uses a bunch of attacks, like the fires of hell, spirits of the netherworld, obey your master. Like he has all those speeches. I shouldn't try to attack them yet. I'll just let it go. Here's the thing. Every single one of those attacks we have actually seen before. Because they are the attacks from the corruptions of the 4 Eastern Gods. The Wrath of the Earth, that's from the White Tiger, the spider character. The Fireball, that's from the Butterfly, the one based on Vermilion Bird. That laser, Spirits of the Netherworld, Obey Your Master, that is from Yatsurao, which is one of the reasons why I kinda still count Yatsurao as one of the bastardizations of the Eastern Gods. The lightning one, that's Moritsune or Aomizuchi.
Spirits of the Netherworld.
Ah, dang. Okay, well, now that I can just focus after telling all of that, this is also, I'll be honest, one of the reasons why this final boss can be kinda annoying to some people. Because every time you retry, you go through this whole silent part all over again. It's not like it's hard. Like, you do kind of learn how to dodge all these attacks. Mostly because you've already dodged them before in the previous bosses, so that's not a problem. The problem is just the amount of time. Oh yeah, the ice, the ice, by the way, is from the snake, the black tortoise corruption. But yeah, you can understand for some speedrunners if they have to retry, that's a lot of time that they have to spend doing this again. I think you will already fix this boss, like, not all of the boss's issues, but you will fix, like, the biggest frustration point if you just have a checkpoint right at this point. Like, I think that would help a lot of people with their frustrations.
Spirits of the Netherworld. Your master.
And again, I know of the issues. Like, I'm very clearly identifying the issues right now. Still love the game. I've heard people say that this boss essentially ruins the game. It does not. It's still part of the whole package of why I love this game. And that's just my opinion.
I call down the power of the heavens. Spirits of the Netherworld.
Another reason why this boss might give people trouble is the hitboxes of those enemies. Like, well, actually, it's not so much the hitboxes of the enemies, so much as the hitbox of Hotsuma's Slash, because if you're too close, the hitbox of the sword, oh shoot, the hitbox of the sword just passes right over them, because I guess it's Hotsuma's hands that touch the that touch those enemies instead of blade. So that can be a little troublesome. You can kind of fix that. Oh shoot. They also have suicide attacks, as you can see. Oh boy, that did not go so well. They also have suicide attacks if you miss them. Okay, here, this is one of those examples of him using his attack, which makes him invincible, making me miss the Tate. Not that I would get a Tate. I only killed 3 enemies for him. That's far from enough to Tate him. But yeah, but that's just a good example of him being invincible, and thus you miss your Tate because you mistimed. Oh. Because you mistimed how you killed these enemies. If you do not care about rankings, which I don't, you can. This is a good spot where you can use Raijin, because then you will be invincible and you can just focus on killing the enemies, no matter. Like you. Yeah. Like, they can shoot their projectiles all they want. I don't care. Okay. So yeah, that's one way you can try to... Ooh, yeah, if he does that grunt thing, that's when he does the whole teleportation combo thing, which is... Like, it's not impossible to dodge, but it can be a little bit annoying to dodge.
I call forth the fires of hell!
Oh, no, you don't. Yeah, the kick does not count as a slash, which preserves the amount of hits you do against him during a Tate. I've already hit him multiple times, so that's not gonna help me completely. But, ooh, I got him! And there you go, I was able to Tate every single one of the bosses in this game.
Among the last of our kind in this world. Why do you still?
Anyway, have I said this is a depressing story? It's a depressing story. This is the end of Hotsuma. He allows himself to die along with the Golden Palace in order to make sure that no one gets their hands on Akujiki. Unfortunately, Nightshade is there in order to have a full story about how they bring back Akujiki. But, yeah, I still like the story for what it is, of Nightshade. But, yeah, the story of Shinobi, PlayStation 2 Shinobi, from start to finish, great story. Not the most complex story, I just love it. And now we can just listen to the main theme, and I'm just gonna let the game speak for itself at this point. And then I just realized, yeah, copyright could be a thing, so maybe I should actually talk over this. Yeah, so as I said, good. Great soundtrack, great game, has its flaws. Definitely has its flaws, especially for people who are not used to hard games that are hardcore like this. However, if you're like me and you play this so often that a lot of these things become second nature, like not all of it, I still have a lot of things that I feel like, oh, what am I supposed to do here? And that makes me struggle and all that. That still happens. But once you reach a certain point with this game, it does it has like this great flow state that yeah, always gives me a good feeling whenever I play this. So I'm happy that, well, I've been streaming the Shinobi Art of Vengeance demo speedrun attempts, but those are mostly just so I can actually participate in the completionist challenge itself. Honestly, that kinda pushed me to start making this layout for the Twitch streaming. I never really thought about doing Twitch streaming until now, or at least do it seriously. Now I have, well, I mean, might as well, right? I might as well just try to do this. So yeah, every Sunday, at the same time that I started this stream, I'm gonna try streaming, and we'll see how long I can keep up with this, and I'll try to make it interesting with trivia and just my personal histories with the games that I'm gonna showcase. Not gonna promise that I will be able to finish games from start to finish like I did with this game. This game happens to be like a short-ish game that I can kind of get away with it. I mean, I say short, but okay. I started at, yeah, it took like 3-ish hours for me to finish this. So yeah, it definitely, okay, it's still short compared to a lot of games which kind of target the 8-hour mark, I guess. I never really believed that the time spent in a game is what defines how good a game is. Like, I love games like Resident Evil 2, which you can beat under an hour if you're good enough. Like, was it under an hour? Or was it under 2 hours? Either way, a short amount of time in order to beat it, if you're good enough. In fact, you need to beat the game in that short amount of time in order to get an S rank. So, and again, I love Resident Evil 2, and I don't think that the length of a game is what defines how good a game is. Most of my favorite games happen to be shorter games. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I grew up with Sonic games, which tends to be short games in the first place. But yeah, Shinobi games are also short games, relatively speaking. They're just very difficult. Okay, it says 1 hour and 39 minutes. To be fair, I don't think it counts the deaths. So that might be the reason why it says 1 hour 30 minutes. But yeah, A rank. I'm not gonna do a full run with Joe Musashi, but I might as well show off what kind of hijinks you get when you play as Joe Musashi. First of all cutscenes are skipped because obviously Joe Musashi is not anywhere in the story. But here you go. There he is, the original hero of Shinobi, Joe Musashi himself, in his trademark white costume. To be fair, he only started wearing white either in Shadow Dancer, if you count Shadow Dancer as part of the continuity. If you count the canon that Shadow Dancer features Joe Musashi instead of his son. So either Shadow Dancer is the first time he wears white, or Revenge of Shinobi is when he started wearing white. Because his first appearance, the arcade Shinobi, had him wearing dark gray. And that color kinda is what you get for pre-ordering Shinobi Art of Vengeance. So there you go. But yeah, his trademark colors are white and red. You know, the most camouflaging colors of a ninja, right? But yeah, yeah, this is the first stage, so even in the first stage, Hotsuma did not have Akujiki be awakened, so even then, there's no real difference about how the sword drains your health. So that's no difference in this stage, at least. But yeah, with Joe Musashi's case, his sword never drains his health. That means that's never going to be a problem when you play as Joe Musashi. His sword, however, is weaker than Akujiki, which is obvious. I say obvious, but they do say that Oborozuki is a legendary sword in the descriptions of Shinobi Art of Vengeance. So who knows if they kind of power up Oborozuki. But Oborozuki is not meant to be like this legendary, at least initially was not meant to be like this uber powerful cursed sword that Akujiki was, at least at the time of this game's writing. Who knows what they do in Art of Vengeance. I mean, it does power up based on beating enemies, as you can tell here. What makes Joe Musashi special in this game is the fact that, hey, at the right side you don't see the shurikens. That's because he has infinite shurikens. He cannot tate with the shurikens, but it doesn't really make much of a difference, honestly, because I guess you won't get enough, get as many points for S rankings if you keep throwing shurikens at everybody, because you don't get tate points. Still, you can still very easily get S ranks with Joe Musashi just throwing shurikens at everything. Now, why does Joe Musashi have infinite shurikens? Because if you were to play Revenge of Shinobi and Shinobi The Return of the Ninja Master, you would notice, hey, he has limited shurikens. So where does the infinite shurikens come from? That's because in the arcade game, as well as in Shadow Dancer, you do have infinite shurikens. And in fact, Revenge of Shinobi and Shinobi 3 Return of the Ninja Master, they both have cheat codes in order to give you infinite shurikens. I guess this game just kind of cuts off the middleman and just says, well, okay, Joe Musashi just has infinite shurikens. So there you go. Joe Musashi has infinite shurikens. Okay, so Joe Musashi does not have Akujiki. He has Oborozuki instead. And it never awakens like Akujiki, so it never drains his health. However, that also means he does not have the red bar that Hotsuma and Moritsune have. So, that means Joe Musashi does not have a charge attack. This, along with the fact that Joe Musashi does not, Joe Musashi's Oborozuki is not as strong as Akujiki, makes it so that Joe Musashi has a different method of one-hit killing bosses. Because you can't just count on the strong slash anymore from an awakened Akujiki. And I am going to show how you are capable of doing one-hit tates with Joe Musashi. In a second, because we should be heading towards the boss in just a second. There we go. And again, cutscenes are skipped, so that means that we just immediately go to the boss. So, what does Joe Musashi do in order to get one-hit tates? Shurikens do not count as a hit. It looks like a hit. It's damaging it, but the game does not count this as a hit. So, basically, spam shurikens, and get the boss as weak as possible, like this. That's when you start trying for a tate. There you go. This counts as a one-hit kill. I counted several hits, but the game counts this as a one-hit kill. There you go. And an S rank. So yeah, that's Joe Musashi. And with that, I end my stream. Thank you for everybody who decided to join. And I am going to try to keep up with streaming every Sunday. But on Tuesday, because I pre-ordered Shinobi Art of Vengeance, I get to play it 3 days earlier. And I'm going to stream the game. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream it through this setup on the PC, or if I'm in fact going to stream through the PlayStation 5 with its share feature. That's something I also want to try. I know for a fact that all this layout thing I have going on here will not be there if I do the share through PlayStation. But yeah, might as well just try it out. I know for a fact that PlayStation 5 is stronger than my laptop, which is screaming right now, trying to run all these games. So yeah, we'll see Tuesday how I'm gonna do it, but for now, I'm just going to let this intro play out, and then I end the stream. I love openings like this, by the way. Like Silent Hill also tends to have these kinds of openings, and like it feels like a trailer for the game inside the game itself. A lot of games have this, but yeah, I like it. I like a lot of this, a lot of things in this game, as you would know if you watched throughout the entire thing. Anyway, till next time, see ya.